Welcome, Gemini. It's March 2021, would you believe? Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. I'm Didici from astrology.com.au. Welcome to those of you that are new. I'm going to take a look at the chart now and just to quickly go through some of the aspects that are forming for you at this time of the year. If you take a look here, the first important aspects are forming from the moon to Jupiter and Mercury and the North Node here. This is a lovely triangular aspect from your creative sector. That also has to do with your children and love affairs. So if these areas of your life are for you pronounced right now, then that's, I think, how the month might start out for you. A little bit of creativity, a little bit of romance, and maybe a little bit of niggling from the kids. Sixth house, you can see from the 3rd to around the 5th, the position of the moon in the 6th house here, which is a health factor here that could lower your immunity a little bit. And then the infection or injury rate is a little heightened with the opposition here, as you can see from the angle to Mars, which is in your rising sign or your sun sign or your lunar sign, whatever Gemini sign you are. And of course, this 7th house has to do with relationships. So the Mars and the moon can create a few little issues there, especially because the moon relates to your values, your money, that sort of thing. That continues when the moon moves through this 8th house on the 8th and makes a very intense conjunction to Pluto here. So you could become a little bit obsessive about your money, your finances, banking, debts, loans, that sort of thing. It's best, especially there around the 9th, to just chill out a little bit. It's probably best not to go on the attack. Things slow down a little bit when the moon moves into this conjunction with Saturn, Jupiter and Mercury, which, by the way, your ruling planet has now moved into its forward direction. So any educational or legal matters that you've had pending, bureaucracy, red tape, those sorts of things, can start to move forward quite nicely. Now, the nice aspect in your horoscope this month, Gemini, is this cluster of planets here. Venus, which is exalted in Pisces, along with Neptune, which is in its own sign, and the Sun receive the conjunction of the moon. So there's a lot of energy around the 13th and the 14th associated with your professional life. And then you'll notice here on the 13th, 14th, this new moon taking place in the career sector. So anything you want to begin right now is very well supported by these aspects. And straight after that, the nice thing is that the 10th house is followed by the 11th house. You see the moon transiting here, 15th and 16th. Profitability. It shows good karma, the triangular aspect to the south node, the 7th house. That's also very good for your partner, your spouse, if you're in a relationship, or business partnerships as well. Things that may have started prior to this COVID can start to recommence under that nice aspect. The moon moves to the low-key part of the horoscope, the 12th house, in conjunction with Uranus. Brilliant insights, flashes of intuition. You should trust that during this transit of the moon in the 12th house. And I can tell you the 12th house, along with the 9th house, these two houses, have a lot to do with the dream state, the astral state. So you can pick up, it's almost like you have a look at that Uranus, it actually has an antenna-like icon, which means you're tapping into these supernatural energies. The moon and Mars, again, that's that repeat before we saw the opposition. Here again we see it taking place in the zone of relationships, your first house here. The moon is getting brighter, you're likely to be more emotional about things. And then the finances come back into focus around the 22nd. That's also the time when these two planets, the Sun and Venus, move into the 11th house. This is an excellent cycle. At least for this first month, there'll be a lot of power in your associations with friends, networking yourself. Sun is the natural significator of profession, so it's through that avenue that you can do well. And with Venus there, you can easily socialize your business. The danger there is doing too much pleasure, not enough business. So you've got to find a balance there, Gemini, so that you can capitalize on that. Towards the end of the month here, we see the difficult opposition to Saturn and Jupiter, a little bit of waste after feeling a little reluctant. This could be like a pendulum effect, especially in contracts or negotiations. That's followed by the 4th house transit on the 26th and 27th. 4th house, some unexpected guests perhaps around that time. You see the Uranus triangular aspect here, but also some opposition. You might feel a little confused, a little bit put out. It's nothing worse than being in your pajamas and having, unexpected guests knock at the door. 5th house again, which is where the moon started. Oh, look at that lovely star forming there. Lovely combination of planets. Again, in this 5th house of creativity, which is children. There could be a tie-in with money and your kids, once again, because we notice there the full moon on the 29th, 30th, still very bright. And having total relationship to your finances and values. Finishes up again, it's almost a repeat of the first couple of days of the month, where we saw the moon moving through the 5th house and then the 6th house. Health again is going to be the final little query at the end of March 2021 for you. Take a look at what we've got there, Gemini, at astrology.com.au. More on what's happening in your horoscope for the month of March. You can always drop me a line here. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got a lot of links below. If you want to check out our shop, get personalized reports, better still, a personal reading with me, and then we can address all of those specific issues that are bothering you in a one-on-one. And that's really the proper way to do astrology. This is just skimming the surface, but I hope it's given you a little taste of the generalities and what's likely to happen in the coming month. I'll see you next month. Great to have your company. Bye-bye.